Hello and thanks for staying with us. The Contract General of Nigerian Conference ends in Abuja. Also on constant support, the Summit Command continue to collect more revenue for the country. Plus, more reports. I am Egiseme Engineer. Stay tuned. The Contract General of Nigerian Customs Service has told custom officers in Nigeria to continue to work according to the laid down rules as approved by the federal government. He said that government policies will also continue to increase stakeholders' movement and also work according to the laid down rules as approved by various commands in the country. It's controllers to continue to implement government policies and approve trade agreements as approved by various governments in the country.
You are the people doing this work every day. You have insights that nobody sitting in an office in headquarters could possibly have. I enjoin you to use this forum to share those insights. And thirdly, we should not just talk about problems, identify solutions without strong commitments. So therefore, I want commitments from all of us. By the end of tomorrow, we should leave here with concrete action themes, specific training programs that we will implement, specific communication protocols we will establish, specific documentation standards that we will adopt. The rapporteur is going to capture all of this. They would help us to capture all of this, and I'm going to follow up on them. This can't be a conference where we have only nice discussions and then go back to business as usual. That would be a waste of our resources and a waste of our time. Let me therefore tell you what I hope that we will be able to achieve by tomorrow. I expect that because this conference is about partnership, I would expect that we'll have a shared understanding of what internal partnerships means in practice, not the abstract concepts, but the concrete mechanisms on how command and headquarters coordinate, how departments collaborate, how information flows, how decisions get made and implemented. 2, a clear competency framework. What technical skills do officers at different levels need? What training programs do we need to implement? How we will evaluate whether the training is working or not? What career pathways can officers pursue for professional development? 3, we also need agreed standards for organizational discipline. What does it mean to follow procedures? How do we document best practices? How do we ensure knowledge gets preserved? What systems will we put in place to maintain policy continuity across leadership changes? And D, we need a plan for better communications. How often should commands and headquarters sync up? What format should that take? And how do we make sure directives are clear before they go out? How do we collect feedbacks when implementations reveal problems? And most importantly, the last one, we will need a renewed sense of shared purpose. When we leave here, every person in this room should be able to say clearly, this is where the Nigeria Customs Service is going, and this is my role in getting us there. All of these are not optional outcomes. Our rapporteur tomorrow will present findings and recommendations based on everything we discuss. We will turn those into action plans, and we will implement them. We all know that the service has a unique position in this country. We are responsible for trillions in revenue that funds government operations. We facilitate trade that affects millions of businesses and livelihoods. We protect borders from illicit goods that threaten public health and national security. We represent Nigeria internationally in forums that shape continental trade policy. These are not small responsibilities, and it is not the one we can fulfill if we are operating at half our potentials because of internal coordination problems and capacity gaps. We made real progress, and I see it. The revenue figures prove it. And as I'm just talking about revenue figures, I just saw that my time is up and that I should leave this place. But because day before yesterday, just like during the last year conference, we attained our revenue, the targets for 2025. And because we attained our revenue and now we have exceeded our targets, I would request the organizers to let me go beyond the targeted time of 20 minutes and just make my conclusions. Our theme says building future partnerships, but we are really building something that is more fundamental. A service. We're trying to build a service into the institution that it needs to become. Noting that in a couple of months, maybe in a year for some few of us, we will be leaving the service for the next core of generation of officers. And we cannot afford to see the institution we inherited fall apart. We want to leave a sustained institution, not an institution that we are comfortable with. The institution that Nigeria's future demands. And that work starts right here, right now, with the conversation that we're about to have. Panel discussions where we ask hard questions and give honest answers. Presentations that challenge us to think in a different way. Open conversations where rank doesn't determine who has good ideas. And at the end of it all, concrete commitments to do specific things differently when we all get back to our commands.
You are watching the program Customs Report.
The Nigerian Customs Service Board, NCSB, has approved the appointments of new management members and special promotions following its 64th regular meeting held on Tuesday, 25th November 2025. The customs spokesman, DCC Abdullahi Maiwada, PhD, who confirmed these in a statement, added that key decisions affecting the service's leadership structure and personnel development were considered during the meeting. Maiwada, who is among those promoted, stated that the board headed by Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Economy, Wale Edun, confirmed the appointments of 5 Deputy Comptroller Generals of Customs, DCGs, and 8 Assistant Comptroller General of Customs, ACG, in line with statutory provisions and the Federal Character Policy of the federal government as contained in Section 14, Subsection 4 of the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023. The Comptroller General of Customs, CGC, Adewale Adeniyi, in Abuja charged senior officers to address the perceived internal weaknesses currently hindering operational effectiveness across the service in a bid to further boost delivery and government revenue. Dr. Adeniyi gave the charge during the opening ceremony of the Comptroller General of Customs Conference, which was held at the Congress Hall of the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, aimed at reflecting on and proffering strategic plans, procedures that would enhance the service's performance and productivity.
Those companies who have gone through the entire process with us, and we are willing to admit them into that privileged class of companies, a trusted program, who are going to be admitted into the AAO as from today. We expect that it will deliver on the mandate of trade facilitation. We use this as an opportunity to congratulate them, but we also want to use them to showcase the fact to other companies that compliance is indeed very possible, even in an atmosphere and environment where we have so many companies who exhibit non-compliance.
But because we have deployed our system to separate the grain from the chaff, we want to ensure that whatever happens in the non-compliance ecosystem does not affect you. So I will charge you to treasure this status that were according to you. I charge you to treasure it very seriously. Do not do anything that will make us raise questions.
The conference theme was Building Future Partnership, Lessons from the Customs Pact Conference. The Murtala Mohammed Airport MMA Command of the Nigerian Customs Service NCS Ikeja announced the interception of 523 pieces of signed Dutch Bank, Germany and AIB Bank island checks on the verge of being exported out of the country. Speaking during a press briefing at the command's headquarters in Ikeja, Lagos, the Customs Area Comptroller, CAC Comptroller Michael Awe, also disclosed that the command intercepted various categories of contraband valued at over 7.2 billion naira between January and November 2025. Comptroller Awe, who stated that no suspect was arrested in connection with the seized checks, stated that they were duly signed and concealed for exports before they were intercepted.
In line with the service commitment to safeguard our national borders and protecting the economy, the command intensified its anti-smuggling operations. Within the period under review, during this period, we successfully intercepted and seized the following prohibited items. 1. 3 packages of Colorado cat leaf. 2. 4 packages of Nigeria Immigration Service uniform materials. 3. 1 package 2-way radio walkie-talkie. 4. 1 package of Tipman semi-automatic 50x68 caliber Merc-fed pinfall marker gun. 5. 75 packages of pangolin scales. 6. 1 package of elephant tusk. 7. 2 packages of Canadian cannabis sativa. 8. 6 packages of 225 mg tramadol hydrochloride. 9. 17 packages of unregistered 300 mg pregabalin tablets. 10. 5 packages of unregistered 2 mg Salud and 50 mg Norfe tablets. 11. 6 packages of 225 mg tramadol hydrochloride. 12, which is the last one, 523 pieces of signed Dutch Bank and AIB Bank check. The total duty paid value of these seizures is 7 billion 201,895,232 naira only. The command was able to achieve these feats through robust intelligence gathering, strengthened surveillance effort, as well as effective collaborations with relevant partners. The command remained firmly committed to its zero tolerance stance on smuggling and will continue to enforce all applicable trade laws with the highest standard of integrity and professionalism.
The Apapa Customs Command has continued to train officers in the field of medical advancement and also to make sure that they work freely without any costs while in office. The controller urged officers to continue to make sure that they take care of themselves and their health while at home and in the office.
Then with your dominant hand, you now make that fist. When you make the fist, right, your thumb should be applied above the navel. Okay? Should be applied above the navel with the thumb facing, right, with the thumb facing the abdomen. Then this other hand, you place it on top of the fist, right? And then you will now heave in and up. So you give thrust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Person is in clear distress, clutches in their throat, looks frantic, or signals that they're not getting enough air, then it's time to take first aid.
We're going to adopt the firing position, right? One leg in front, in between the individual's leg. You tilt him a little bit, right? And then you give the glancing blow in between the shoulders. You create a safe environment around the scene to be able to administer first aid, right? Then response, okay? You call the individual. Voila, right? You tap the person on the clavicle or the shoulder, you tap.
The Semi-Command of Nigerian Customs Service has continued to generate more revenue for the country. The Customs Area Controller also says that the revenue generation has further increased since the coming of the CG of Nigerian Customs Service, while the checkpoints in the areas have been reduced according to the rules as approved by government.
In September, we were able to move the revenue to about 1.5 billion plus, which what we realized in September. In the month of October, we were able to realize about 2.5 point something billion. It's a billion difference, and we are not stopping. And we hope that we'll continue to work. What is enabling us is the one-stop shop, the facilitation of the trade that we are doing in Semi-Area Command.
The mischief makers are on it again, peddling unfounded information on the famous Nigerian land border. According to reports reaching this media through the Command's Public Relations Officer, CSC Issa Suleiman, there is a misleading publication circulating online making unfounded claims about the conduct of officers along the semi-border. The Command, according to the reports, dissociates itself from the said reports and further urged the public to disregard it as false. It could be noted that there was an altercation recently when one of the Command's officers along Seme-Badagry Road had some frictions in the course of their duty with one Mr. Yakubu Sulaiman. The incident, which occurred to had initially sparked fury and demands for justice after the customs officers was accused of physically assaulting him. But this issue was swiftly resolved by the Command's leadership, which found out also that it was a case of mistaken identity and interagency accountability. According to a report from one correspondent on another issue, Comptroller Wale Adenuga, the Comptroller of the Nigerian Customs Service Semi-Border Command, has demonstrated a firm commitment to accountability by taking decisive and surprising action following an alleged assault on a Badagry resident.
The issue of the elimination of the reduced checkpoints, so that is making the revenue to soar higher and higher. We've been able to do 60 to 70%. With the cooperation and the synergy that we build among all the sisters agencies in Semi-Area Command, including the military, we have been able to look at it. This thing is something that is a disgrace to our nation. So we need to work hard and reduce things to the barest minimum. And to God be the glory, this thing, we are still counting until when we're able to achieve it maximally, that you can take a drive from here to Mile 2. Within 30, 40 minutes you are there. And if you don't have any skeleton, you don't have any skeleton in your cupboard, the road will be very free for you. And like we said, we are here to facilitate business for legitimate trade, and that is what is making the checkpoint to flow very well.
Nigerian freight forwarders has been urged to continue to fight against corruption in the country. He urged freight forwarders to fight against corruption in the port system so that things will work effectively.
The Freight Anti-Corruption Vanguards of Freight Forwarders of Nigeria, FLV-FFN, has reinstated its national structure with a sharper, more aggressive mandate to confront the worsening corruption crippling Nigeria's ports, customs processes, and logistics corridors. Speaking in Lagos, National Chairman Dr. Uche said the Vanguard's revival was triggered by a disturbing surge in extortion, trade malpractices, and unchecked abuse of authority across Nigeria's cargo clearance chain.
It's on the core mission and objectives of the Freight Anti-Corruption Vanguards of Freight Forwarders of Nigeria, FAFIN, in the Nigerian international trade, customs formalities, and transportation logistics supply chain ecosystem. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again, and thank you for honoring our invitation. We are pleased to welcome you once again to this occasion, which has been convened to outline the core mission and objectives of the newly re-established Freight Anti-Corruption Vanguards of Freight Forwarders of Nigeria, FAFIN. This initiative has been crafted to confront and eradicate the hydra-headed challenges of trade malpractices, the increasing cases of extortion by government officials at the ports currently, and the pervasive culture of bribery and corruption within our international trade and cargo clearance value chain. The Freight Anti-Corruption Vanguards of Nigeria, FAFIN, is delighted to announce the formal reinstatement of its operational structure, reaffirming a national commitment to promoting integrity, transparency, and ethical conduct across Nigeria's freight forwarding, customs, and logistics ecosystem. This initiative aligns with the federal government's renewed hope agenda, which prioritizes anti-corruption and institutional reform as key drivers of economic growth. In preparation, this renewed mandate follows a highly impactful one-day training and sensitization workshop held in Lagos State in partnership with the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. The Lagos State Resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner, RAC, along with his core management team, led the sensitization program, underscoring the critical importance of collaboration and partnership between government agencies and industry key stakeholders. For those of us who may not be aware of the existence of this very committee, of these very vanguards, we recall the initial establishment of this initiative and its significant impact, positive impact and outcome recorded between 2005 and 2009, prior to the deterioration of the port industry to its current state. It is no longer news that those of us that are active participants in what is going on at the port currently will know that we are not better off. Instead of moving forward, instead of improving, that the industry keep going down. It is a sorry state in which all of us must be concerned. It is deeply concerning that despite the presence of Anti-Corruption Units, Act 2, that is Anti-Corruption and Transparency Units, in every agency of the government, since early 2000, immediately after the establishment of ICPC headquarters, I think the next thing was to create anti-corruption units in all the agencies. In the freight forwarding subsector, we had the Central Working Committee under this Act 2 that incorporates all the associations in the industry. So that was what metamorphosized into the formation of the Anti-Corruption Vanguard in 2005. So, the Act 2 was meant to serve and protect government interests, that every unit of every agency has a unit that is to ensure that the government officials operate under the ambit of the law as people that are under oath to serve the federal government of Nigeria.
The national president of COA has been speaking on the way Nigerian Customs Service will continue to promote the association and also work according to legal rules as approved by the management of Nigerian Customs Service. She made a pledge in Lagos when she visited most of the command and also visited the border area in the country.
I'm telling them to make use of what we have given them to be a better Nigerian, a better woman, and to also be a trainer's trainer. You know, they have trained them, they should also train another person. It's a gradual process, you know. Some people have gotten today, some are still in the process of learning. It's until after they finish learning the skills that we give the starter kits to them. So every woman will definitely get in COA. So I will tell them to be patient and relax and be calm. It's coming to them soon.
Just before the end of this week's edition of the program Customs Sport, we brought you a report where the Customs Command at Semi-Border has continued to collect more revenue for the country and also fight against illegal bottleneck along the checkpoints in the country. For me, Igiseme Itinye, thanks for watching.